Hello everyone, I'm Jacked, and this is being recorded in one sequence live, essentially anyways. No editing, nothing, just because it's easier. I had spent weeks on this video before then, and I was like, you know what, let's just throw it all out and do it this way. Did you know that you can play burned PS2 discs games on a PS2 Slim, it has to be a PS2 Slim, without any console modification whatsoever? That means free McBoot, mod chip, hot swap, whatever you want to call it. This does not require any of that. I don't know if anyone knew this already, but I didn't. So I just wanted to share it with you. So what I have here is my PS2 Slim console. I have my wireless controller here. I have my disk drive, which is attached to my computer. And then I have my RetroTink 5X, which is outputting to what you see here, right there, as well as my Trinitron PVM. It's not the greatest setup, but I figured it was the best way to show it all in one sequence. So the discs I have, these are a little bit, these aren't your regular discs here. These are Taiyo Yuden, I think they're called, DVD-Rs. I had tried a different disc before that, and it didn't work for some reason. I don't know. It's dependent on your PS2's laser. So let's pop one of these boys out real quick. Take this off. Alright, and just to show that this disc didn't have anything on it already, here it is right here. And it should be mentioned, this does not work on CD-based PS2 games. What that means is the PS2 games that have the blue backing. If you don't know if the game you're wanting to do is or isn't, I would recommend just Googling maybe listings of the listings of the game, and just usually they have pictures of the back of the disc, and that's what I did. There's also a compatibility chart, but that's just assuming if you don't see it on your game on there. Okay, so as you see, it didn't load it up. Okay, so we have our disc here, and I'm going to pop open my disk drive. I think this is the bottom. Okay. Essentially what we're doing is we're making the PS2 think that this is a DVD game. And so you're bypassing the flags that detect what it is, and then it's like, hey, I'm a DVD. So then it starts to play it as a DVD, and then it transitions right into the game. Just like that. Okay. So what you'll need is to download the link I'll have on I'll provide the link in the description here. Okay, so here's my desktop. What you'll need is this here. This is free DVD boot ESR patcher. Alright, I'm just going to drag this to my desktop. I already have image burn here, and I have ISOs of games that I was interested in doing. We have Shadow Tower Abyss. This is the English patch, okay? Believe it or not, even it's patched, it's fan patched, and it still works with this method. I have Silent Hill 2, and I have Rule of Rose. I mostly got the Silent Hill because Brim in my Discord really likes that game. He recommended it to me, so I have that now. And then Rule of Rose just because it's an expensive ass game, and it's kind of nice to be able to do this. Okay, so we're going to open up the patcher here, and where the application is, you're going to open that. So it says ISO and payload. Payload is always going to be what this is here, so you'll just click on it. This is, eventually I assume this will change when it's compatible with other PS2 models. Okay, so then we're going to select our ISO. Let's see, do we want to do Rule of Rose, Shadow Tower? I've already patched Shadow Tower, so maybe let's just go ahead and do that. So let's say you jump on there, and then you're going to click patch, and see it says Shadow Tower Abyss is already patched. Okay, that's fine. But it's the same process, you're just going to hit patch. Okay, so then you close this, now you're going to open up image burn, and we have our disk in the drive there. Write image file to disk. Source, you're going to want to pick your ISO, which we know is Shadow Tower Abyss. And lowest write speed is what you want to look at here. It says right here supported write speeds 4x and 8x, okay? We're at 4x. You want to do it the slowest, that way it's more diligent, takes its time, and it's, you know, more likely to not have hiccups when you're playing. Okay, and then you just hit right. Okay, so while it does that, I have this little thing of notes here. I'll read this for you. Let's see. I made notes that you'll see some colors flashing when you're booting the game up. That is possible. I think either it'll flash some colors, like a sequence of 3 or 4 colors, or it'll kind of do like a stutter. If it doesn't do any of those things, that means you didn't do the burn correctly, which all that means is either your disc quality isn't what it needs to be, or your PS2 laser just isn't strong enough, which the PS2 lasers are actually really easy to replace. I've done it a few times. So like I said, we're trying the fan translation of Shadow Tower Abyss. So this is the Shadow Tower Abyss, which was only released in Japan. Someone translated it and then made an ISO out of it, which I've tested this already and it does work. And it was on the compatibility list as well. I think this is super cool too. You know, I think we're always trying to find ways to play games on hardware without having to pay the price for hardware. Maybe some of you anyways. I've spent a lot of time collecting these things. So let's jump back over here just to show you. Sorry about the quality. I had a better camera, but it was like stuttering and I don't know what was going on with it and I didn't have time to mess with it. So we still have the screen here going. You know, this is still empty, as you can see. Just to show you, I'll do this again. Okay, that way there's no tricks going on here. And I mean, this is going to be going for like 3 minutes. So let me look at my notes, and maybe there were some other things I wanted to mention. I don't necessarily remember. I wanted to do this all in one sequence, which makes it really difficult because then it's just, you know, you have to come up with filler for the rest of this stuff. But I hope you guys are doing awesome. And this is actually really exciting. I'm really excited to be showing this to you, and there's a good chance a lot of you already know this. But like I said, what you're essentially doing is tricking the console into thinking you're loading a DVD. And by doing that, it doesn't recognize it as being a burned game, because the PS2 can play burned DVDs, in case you didn't know. And that's what's allowing it to do that. We're using the FDVDB ESR Patcher GUI, and it was a program created by online user Jabu. I don't know how long it took them. They obviously worked very hard, and it's just super exciting. I'll link to the original creator's webpage. I'll put that in the description because I do think that obviously it's totally worth giving him credit and showing him love as much as you can. I don't know what else he has on there. This was the only thing that I had seen. Okay, so we'll just okay, so like I said, this can't be used to do CD based games on the PS2. So these are the games that have the blue backs. This also can't be used to do PS1 games. There's other ways to do that. That's something you'll have to use Free McBoot, or there's something called Tony Hacks. It's where you use the Tony Hawk PS1 game, as well as a corrupted save file that you put on your memory card via USB. That only works on the PS1 console. So the only way to play burned PS1 games on the PS2, I believe, is Free McBoot or Hot Swap, which may be the same thing, I'm not sure. So we're just going to sit back and wait for this to finish. Okay, as this is finishing up, I just want to mention I'm in my garage, so if there's any weird noises, that's what it is. I'll try to take it out in post, but I mean, I make it sound like I actually know how to do that, and I don't. And once again, let's just kind of peek in here. No disk in there. We'll restart it just to double check. Oh, and our disk is done. Okay. No camera tricks here. Okay, so we're going to open up the lid. Drop the disc in. I really hope this works. I would feel really dumb if it didn't. Okay, so let's pop over to our game here. Let's restart it. Fingers crossed. Let me pick up my controller here, just in case. See the flash? Did you see that flash there? And the verdict is... something? Ah, there it is. Alright, so it worked. There you go. So now what we have here, this is like not being happy. You can see the translation there. Here we'll even put it up close now. There we go. Let's jump over here. Shadow Tower Abyss. So now it works. And just in case, we can double check to make sure that the game itself works. New game. Okay. Let's get started. Let's do it like this. That way it's not as bright. See, we have that translation there. I'd say that was a success. Very cool. I'm glad it didn't just go horribly into a burning inferno. There we go, we have the game working. There's the menu. Alright, and that's it. That's how you do it. I'll have everything in the description for you to download. And I appreciate you watching. Bye.